Welcome back, children. So in our last class, we have seen how digestion of food occurs in our body. Now after digestion, the food has to be carried to each and every cell of the body so that the food can be broken down to give rise or to liberate energy. That means oxidation of food and release of energy has to be done. This oxidation of food and release of energy comes under respiration. Now many animals perform respiration in various ways. In case of animals or plants, the first process is the breakdown of glucose, which is a 6 carbon atom containing compound, into pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon containing compound. This process of breakdown of glucose, a 6 carbon containing compound, into pyruvate, a 3 carbon containing compound, occurs in the cytoplasm. The pyruvate thus formed is now further broken down and energy is released. Now what are the various processes by which pyruvate is broken down? First, pyruvate may be broken down into ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy, which is found in yeast, and the process is called as fermentation. Now here, this breaking down of pyruvate into ethanol, which is a 2 carbon compound plus carbon dioxide plus energy, occurs in the absence of oxygen. Hence, it is called anaerobic respiration. In another process, the pyruvate may be broken down into 3 molecules of carbon dioxide, water and energy in the presence of oxygen, and this is called as aerobic respiration. This occurs inside the mitochondria in a cell. So this process where oxygen is used for the breakdown of pyruvate into carbon dioxide, water and energy is called as aerobic respiration. The energy that is produced in aerobic respiration is much greater than the total energy produced in case of anaerobic respiration. Another pathway is there for breakdown of pyruvate, which also occurs in our body, especially in muscle cells, when there is lack of oxygen. Here in muscle cells, when insufficient quantity of oxygen is there, the pyruvate gets broken down into lactic acid and energy. Now lactic acid is also a 3 carbon containing compound. So lactic acid and energy is formed. Here also the energy released is much less. Now due to this anaerobic respiration of glucose or of pyruvate into lactic acid results in accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle, due to which it results in muscular cramps or muscle cramps. You must have felt that at the time of doing rigorous exercise, or whenever you are playing football or basketball, which requires a lot of energy, at that time the normal aerobic process is unable to provide sufficient energy to all the cells of the body. At that time, muscle cells start respiring anaerobically and produce energy. Then lactic acid, which is also formed, gets accumulated in the muscle cell, and sometimes you will feel that the muscle pains a lot. That is because of the accumulation of lactic acid, which is called as muscle cramp. In this state, what happens? If a muscle cell has extended, it remains in the extended shape, or if it is contracted, it remains in the contracted shape and is unable to go back to its original length, original size. This happens due to accumulation of lactic acid, and at that time you feel tremendous pain. So at that time, what to do? You have to take rest, you have to gently massage the area, and again, when the lactic acid gets spread, when the accumulation of lactic acid is wiped off, then again you get comfort. So in aerobic respiration, maximum amount of energy is produced, whereas in anaerobic respiration, very less quantity of energy is produced. So first thing is breakdown of glucose, which is a 6-carbon containing compound, into pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon containing compound. This is compulsory for all living cells. It happens in the cytoplasm of the cell. After that, pyruvate is further broken down to release energy and whatever products in various cases. So this can be summed up by the help of this diagram. Okay? So first, glucose which is a 6-carbon compound, in cytoplasm breaks down into pyruvate. This is a 3-carbon compound. Now this pyruvate will produce ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. This is a 2-carbon compound. This is via fermentation found in yeast cells. Okay? So this is in absence of oxygen. So anaerobic respiration. Next is this pyruvate may break down into 3 molecules of carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. This is in mitochondria. In presence of oxygen, that is aerobic respiration. And the second one is it can produce lactic acid plus energy. This is insufficient or lack of oxygen in muscle cells. So this is also a 3-carbon compound. Clear, children? So here you can see that glucose, which is a 6-carbon compound in the cytoplasm, gives rise to pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon compound. Then this pyruvate 3-carbon compound, by the process of fermentation, which is found in yeast cells, in absence of oxygen, produces ethanol, which is a 2-carbon compound, plus carbon dioxide plus energy. This happens, this is anaerobic respiration. In mitochondria, in presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. Here carbon dioxide is produced, 3 molecules of carbon dioxide is produced, water and energy. And one more process is there, insufficient or lack of oxygen in muscle cells. Here lactic acid and energy is produced. This is also a 3-carbon containing compound. Now the energy produced in aerobic respiration, here energy produced is 38 molecules of ATP. Whereas in case of anaerobic respiration, energy produced is only 2 molecules of ATP. So you can understand the difference. Here also same. Only 2 molecules of ATP is produced here. So you can understand the difference. So a lot of difference is there between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Remember, anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. In anaerobic respiration, incomplete breakdown of glucose occurs, forming ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. In aerobic respiration, complete breakdown of glucose occurs, producing carbon dioxide, water and energy. In case of anaerobic respiration, only 2 molecules of ATP is produced. In case of aerobic respiration, 38 molecules of ATP is produced. So we can also write 3 differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Please try to remember this chart and draw this chart in your biology copy. It will be a lot of help to summarize the things in short. Thank you. Till the next.